Hello, my friends. Dorothy Morgan here, longtime professional astrologer. We're going to talk about the solar eclipse. It's today, April 30th. It's right about 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, so adjust to you accordingly. Once we're done talking about that, we're going to talk about the astro dice, and then, of course, we'll pull a card for all of us just to get a little additional information about what today can represent and what the energy of today is all about. So let's share the screen with you. And this is what a solar eclipse looks like. It's a partial eclipse, by the way. Looks like just in the zodiac. We have a new moon. It looks just like a new moon because it is a new moon. What makes an eclipse is the declination of it, where it is in the sky, up in north and south of the path of the sun. In the sky, here it is. This is what it looks like. Now, it's quite wide. So the thing is, that's why it's considered a partial eclipse. And I'm going to go share another thing. I just want you to see where this solar eclipse is, because we've had important solar eclipses, and the shadow of where the solar eclipse is on the planet typically represents an area of change over the next year or so, significant change. And we had that in the United States, 2017, in August 2017, when it went from Northwest down through the Texas area. And so anyways, there was a lot of weather, extreme weather in those areas. So those eclipses on the global view, especially the solar eclipses, do create a lot of weather events and big geopolitical changes, a lot of things like that. And so that's what that represents. But in the meantime, let's bring this back to you and me. You know, what is it that we're looking at? I want to grab the chart is what I meant to grab. There we are. And let me make sure I'm sharing the right screen. Yes, I am. Very good. Okay. So this is the eclipse. Back to this. So what do we want to look for here? There's a couple of important things that are happening during this eclipse. So the new moon eclipse in Taurus, represents Earth, and it represents our finances, what we value, you know, how we use skills, talents to earn money, things like that. And it is, so we're going to set goals based off of those types of things, very earthy, very grounded things, if you feel up to it. I always recommend, if you're not setting up new moon goals or creating new moon goals in a journal, at least journal how you're feeling every new moon and what is your emotional focus every new moon, because that's just very important. Because 9 months from now, especially when these new moons are eclipses, 9 months from now, we have the first quarter that's in the same area, right around 10 degrees of Taurus. And we'll be able to see 9 months from now what we're manifesting based off of what we began or was begun at this new moon. And lots of times we know the new moon, it's a dark moon. We cannot see it except for when it's an eclipse. So when the moon is new, and we set intentions, sometimes we're not even sure exactly what is being begun or planted. We can have our own thoughts and ideas. That's that Taurus energy. Just like taking a handful of seeds from last year's growing season. I do that regularly. And I'm like just a handful of different sunflower seeds, for example. I don't know which one's going to bloom and which one isn't. I don't remember by looking at the seed. Is this one the big, 10-foot one, that big yellow, or is it one of the smaller ones that branches? See, so we have ideas. That example is about, we have ideas of what we think we're planting, for example, sunflowers. However, we're not sure which one or exactly what will sprout as the growing season moves on. So that's what we get when we have the new moon, and especially an eclipse in the sign of Taurus. And with Uranus in there, Uranus is just the game changer. We can't really ever predict what Uranus is going to do, except he will give us some unique and unusual situations and changes in the way we process or think things. It doesn't want things to stay the same, because we get too comfortable there. Not much growth happens in that comfort zone. And I hear you. I've had my share of changes, and let me tell you, I'm done with it. However, we could never be done with it, because life is always about growing and changing. So we can stay in our comfort zone for a while, but then, and that's fine. And you can have those comfort spaces, and we need them for stability, especially as humans. However, it's important to know that there's still We still need and it should expect places in our lives for growth. All right. So that's what the new moon solar eclipse with Uranus can be all about. Everybody has their own different way. Now we also have Venus and Jupiter. They are conjunct as well, and they are parallel, which is this measurement over here. So we have a double duty. If they were the sun and the moon, they'd be eclipsing too. Okay, when they're together like that, that's what an eclipse looks like. So if they were the sun and the moon, they would be eclipsing because they're in the same zodiac sign and the same declination. So how beautiful is that? Venus in Pisces, Jupiter in Pisces, soft, easy. It's about beauty. Venus rules Taurus, by the way. That's where the eclipse is, remember? So soft beauty. We might be overspending. You know what? Since I've moved, and I've moved a few times in the last 15 years, I bought a new bed yesterday. It won't be here till Friday. Oh, it was so nerve-wracking. I had to take my sister with me so I could spend the money. I mean, I had saved for it. So, it wasn't, an unusual, an unexpected expense, but it was like, oh no. I spent a lot of money that I'm not used to spending chunks of money like that because, beds aren't cheap these days. And so if they're not comfortable. So I did that yesterday, forgetting about this Venus Jupiter thing, but that's okay because that's how I used it. And that's what I did. And it's going to be comfort. Taurus, sun, moon in Taurus. Taurus loves comfort and beautiful things. I didn't get anything fancy. I just got a really comfortable mattress and box spring. And that's that. But anyways, that's how I'm using it. How are you using it? You tell me. Now today, other ways I'm going to use this today, just as an intention, since I love that beautiful earthy stuff. I also bought a couple of outdoor plants yesterday, and I'm going to get them situated. It's still a little cold, so I might have to keep them inside for a little longer here in New England. It was 38 last night. So maybe do a little bit of gardening. And then right around the eclipse time, I do think I want to go back to the ocean. I haven't been to my sweet ocean since I moved because I have so much to do, so many things happening. So I'm going to go to the ocean. I think I'll be at the ocean at 4:30 this afternoon. So if anybody knows where I live, if anybody knows what beach I tend to go to, and you see this beforehand, come and join me. I'll be there at 4:30. All right, that's that. And I hope that helps. The eclipse video and the Mercury retrograde videos, I'm going to have them pop up right here at it comes up at like the last 8 seconds of this video. And the subscribe button will cover my face. I don't know how to move that out of the way. But so do that here on YouTube. The way you support me is you thumbs up, you communicate, talk to me below the video. You can talk to me in the live stream. That's fantastic too, but go ahead and comment in that section as well. So what else does Spirit want us to know? So make sure you go and watch that eclipse video. I put it up 9 days ago and it seems to have gotten lost in the dailies, and I don't have a lot of hits on it. I'm really surprised. It is what it is. What else does Spirit want us to know? Taurus, Mercury and Taurus. I can't see the house number in the 9th house. Well, Mercury and Taurus. Well, that's fantastic. Because that represents the energy of what we're already talking about, because sometimes they don't, Mercury just entered Gemini. The astro dice are not what's going on in the sky, but they sometimes coordinate with that. So what else does Spirit want us to know? And if you had a question, this is, I'm going to decipher this for us now. Mercury is our communication, and in Taurus is we value the communication. We value important communication. And then the 9th house is what I believe in, my beliefs, my philosophical beliefs, my truth. So there seems to be something going on here that represents a deeper truth and a deeper understanding, right, for the day. So words are important. Words are magic. Words create spells. We need to regularly speak our truth and what it is that we're looking for and what we want in our lives. 9th house is also about education. So this could very well be another whole different piece of this. Could very well be that somebody is trying to decide if they're going to get some further their education, or take some more classes which is furthering your education. there's some people who knows, some of you, a few of you watch this, so I don't know who you are, but somebody is trying to make a decision about extending your education or furthering your knowledge. So this is this is a sign that says, yeah, go do that. All right. One last thing. If you really love the astrology, I do mentor a lot of people. There are many, many people out there who take a lot of the online classes without a live person there. And then you have information, you don't even know how to use it or pull it together. That's my specialty, to help you with that. And I can see where your gaps are. And so come to my website, DorothyMorganAstrologer.com. Scroll down, click on classes and mentor, and explore and see if there is something there that I can help you with. And, we can have a conversation. No commitment before we have a conversation. It's just me. All right. I was shuffling this card. That's it for the commercial. Thank you for listening. I was shuffling this deck earlier before I started, which was at least a half hour ago. And this card came up and I'm like, I can't stand, I don't like it when this card comes up, because I feel like it's a difficult card, because it feels like, so what it means is, when I see coyote, I always think that somebody's, not being honest and truthful with me. And that's not always the case. All right. That's my first reaction. And I will have to ask myself, why is that my first reaction? That, oh, who's lying to me? Who's trying to trick me? And that's not true. That's just my first reaction. If it's your first reaction, we need to examine in ourselves why. Now, the moon is still balsamic until it's an eclipse today at 4:30 Eastern Daylight Time. So I think I will ask myself that question, especially since it came up the second time. I knew it was going to, I just knew it was going to. I'm looking at it on the camera here. So, again, I feel that it's about somebody not being honest and open and truthful. But there's definitely more to it than that, because it represents, it says things aren't always as they seem. And that can be something. So if something feels bad, it could actually be good. And if something seems really good, it might not be so much. So we need to be open and flexible to those thoughts and those ideas and those processes. I'm just like, geez, I know I'm still just like thinking about that trickster. And it's like, okay. So I'm going to I grab the book, and here's a piece, because again, I have such a reaction to it that I want to see the good pieces of it, which somebody has to tell me what it is. So it's about focusing on opportunities. It's about stepping out of the old ways of doing things. That's a period. It's about, give me a second. Do new routines. There we go. I know. I was like, wow, that was like a big brain bubble. Looking at yourself from a different perspective and a different point of view. So I will leave us with that. But in saying that, it reminds me of the astrological, the lunar phase that we are actually in right now before this eclipse. So if you are seeing this before that moment of the eclipse, then we're in that lunar phase, which is about shedding and releasing and letting go of things that aren't just necessary anymore, and that we can create what new is going to be coming to us. I think that's it. There's always so much more. Let's have a conversation. All right, everybody, take good care. Happy solar eclipse. I hope you, like I said, I'm going to go dig in the earth, and then I'm going to go to the ocean. Earthy, Taurus, ocean, all that Pisces energy. I hope you can do something similar too, just to get you grounded. And it's a very simple, mundane way to use the energies of this eclipse, especially if the astrological, language is like, what are they talking about? I do my best to keep it as English as I can, as opposed to astrological words. So focus on what you want that makes you feel stable and grounded, and then find some time for the flow, that Jupiter, that Venus conjunct and parallel in Pisces, allow for that flow, allow for the beauty, and just this beautiful day to get married too. By the way, if you are getting married, you're probably not watching this. All right, take good care, everybody. Thank you so much for your support and kind words. Blessings.